What's happening, YouTube? Jonathan Pariente, the Education 10 here, coming at you guys with another video. I want to ask you guys to please continue to check and subscribe to my channel for more YouTube videos. Boy, ladies and gentlemen, I think I can honestly say, I don't think I've ever seen a more classic and more wild week of playoff football than that divisional playoff last week. I don't think we're ever going to see anything like that ever again. Every game went down to the wire. Every game was decided by at least 6 points or less. And I'm going to get to the very last game in a brief moment. But let's dive in to each game a little bit. Let's just kind of break it all down. First game was the Bengals-Titans. Honestly, Derrick Henry came back. Didn't know what to really expect with that one. I figured playing in Tennessee, the number 1 seed, you thought, not running away, but advantage Tennessee because they have Henry, the running game, it would take pressure off Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill did not have one of his best games. He threw 3 interceptions. Titans, for the most part, kept the Bengals out of the end zone. But when Joe Burrow had to make some clutch throws, he did. Mixon got a big touchdown, gave him a lead, opened things up a little bit. Tannehill kept fighting back, and then it just came down to about 20 seconds. Tannehill threw a tip ball, got intercepted. Bengals took advantage of it, went down the other way and got a field goal. Not much else you can say. Give the Bengals credit. This team, I'm telling you guys, is not to be laughed at. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Joe Mixon, they have a good group of talent there. Now, one thing the Bengals will have to clean up when they go into their championship game, the O-line. Something they'll have to shore up in the offseason, but ladies and gents, people wondered who they are. They the Bengals. And they here for the long haul. On to the next game, and this was a game that I think everybody didn't see coming. 49ers, Packers, Lambeau Field, everything you could have asked for. Advantage Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers was going to have a show. That's what everybody thought. Boy, if you're Green Bay right now, I don't know where they go from here, to be very honest. They scored an opening drive touchdown, went up early. Niners defense just kept hanging this team around. They just kept making stops. They just kept shutting down Aaron Rodgers, which is very hard to do, by the way. Garoppolo just couldn't hit a receiver. His receivers weren't catching the ball. This was one of those ugly games if you were the 49ers. And they not only had to find a way to win the game, they had to hope that Rodgers didn't go off. And the crazy part with all of that, they never let him go off. They sacked Rodgers 4 times. And when San Francisco had to make some timely plays, like for one, blocking a field goal before halftime, even at the time maybe it didn't look that big at the time. Niners chipped away a little bit, got a field goal, 7-3. Okay, Green Bay then answered back, went up 10-3. Thought, all right. In 5 minutes, that's where the whole game turned. Packers were going to punt. The punt was blocked. Niners returned it for a touchdown. And ladies and gentlemen, that's when the whole game turned. And then when the Green Bay had their one last chance, Rodgers couldn't hit Devontae Adams. And give Garoppolo and the Niners credit, Deebo Samuel in particular. He found an opening, was playing on a hurt leg. And on 3rd and 7, he ripped off a 9-yard run. And that set up a field goal by Robbie Gould in the snow. And the Niners, with their defense and their ability to kind of just steal games late, they beat Green Bay 13-10. Don't know if that's the last game we're going to see Aaron Rodgers in a Green Bay uniform, but this might have been Rodgers' best chance to win the Super Bowl, and it went up in smoke. Here's another one. It was the Sunday games now. Those are the Saturday games. Now we go to the Sunday. The third game. And boy, ladies and gentlemen, Rams Buccaneers. I don't know how to slice this game. Early going, it was all Rams. Brady couldn't hit a receiver, didn't look right. He was getting sacked. He was getting rushed. And the Rams were running away. 27-3 was the score at halftime. Matthew Stafford did everything right that you're supposed to do. He got the Rams down the field, timely touchdowns, took advantage of turnovers. And then suddenly, and it seems like this always happens when you play Brady, you never feel like the game's over when you face Tom Brady. Always seems like a timely defensive play always seems to come at the opportune time when you face the Bucs, when you face Brady. Everything you could have possibly thought that was going to go wrong for the Rams nearly went catastrophically wrong. All right, so field goal is 27-6. All right, little fumble there by the Rams. Then Cooper Kupp fumbled. Suddenly here come the Bucs. They get a touchdown right before the end of the third quarter. And it's 27-13. All right, maybe no harm done. Okay. Now the fourth quarter begins. Brady fumbles. All right, Rams ball. They just need to run the clock down a little bit and it's over. They fumble right back. Brady gets back the ball. Bucs have to punt. Back to the Rams again. And the Rams did what they were supposed to do. They ran out the clock a good chunk. And they were set up for a field goal to go up 3 possessions. 47 yards. Kick was short. Brady gets the ball about 5 minutes. And he hits Mike Evans for a 55-yard touchdown. And it's 27-20. All right, but Rams are getting the ball back. It should be enough to win, right? They go quickly 3 and out. Bucs get the ball back. Rams shut them down again. It goes back to the Rams again. They're trying to run out the clock with about 2.5 minutes. Cam Akers fumbled for the second time. He was going up the middle, looked like he had a clear first down. And of course, in typical fashion, Brady's going to get the ball back, past the 2-minute warning, and with 42 seconds, 7-yard run, Leonard Fournette, game's tied. And right there you thought, the Rams are going to choke the game away. It's over. No way. No way are they winning. But you left Matthew Stafford with 42 seconds. You left Stafford with 42 seconds. And sure enough, down the field he goes. 2 bombs to Cooper Kupp. And it set up a chip shot field goal, and the Rams, by the skin of their teeth, knock out the defending Super Bowl champions. Tell you what, if you're a Rams fan, you got very lucky you won that game. Because you make those mistakes against another team, they're not going to let you back in. Not going to give you that chance to win. I'll tell you what, you thought coming back after giving up the tying touchdown with 42 seconds was crazy. Now we go to the last game. Kansas City Chiefs, Buffalo Bills. And people are going to call this probably the playoff game of the century. And honestly, I don't think you could have asked for a better played divisional playoff game than Chiefs-Bills. Period. Game was back and forth. Both teams were exchanging touchdowns early, 14-all. Kansas City builds a 9-point lead. Buffalo responds. Get a touchdown there, okay. Kansas City gets a field goal. It's 26-21. The bread and butter was in the final minutes of the fourth quarter. Literally about the last 2 minutes. Buffalo goes down the field. They're down 5. On a 4th and 13. Somehow, Josh Allen finds Gabriel Davis in the end zone. Plus a 2-point conversion, it's 29-26 Bills. With just a little under 2 minutes. Okay, make a few stops on Patrick Mahomes, you win. Patrick Mahomes goes the other way. barely a minute, he finds Tyreek Hill. Just like that, it's 33-29 Kansas City. This is all in the last 2 minutes, by the way. Okay? Now here's where it got really nuts. Now here comes Josh Allen. Again, he guides the Bills down the field. And with 13 seconds, Gabriel Davis again. You thought that was it. Buffalo is up 36-33. You had to think game over. There's no way you can let Patrick Mahomes go down the field and at least come away with a field goal. No way. I don't know what to say if you're Buffalo there. What would you have done in that spot? Would you have really squibbed it? I don't think it would have changed much. Your defense has to make plays. 13 seconds. You should have held the Chiefs. Maybe would have been a first down if you got lucky. That's probably all they were going to get. And you let Patrick Mahomes rip 2 20-yard throws to Travis Kelce. And that set up a Butker field goal with 3 seconds left in the game. And of course it went to overtime and Kansas City won the toss and the rest is history. Buffalo never got a chance to get the football back. Touchdown Kelce. And another tough defeat for the Buffalo Bills. And you know what? I really feel for Josh Allen. I really do. I think he played one of his best games you'll ever see him play, and I think he won the respect of the NFL world. He won the respect of all the Buffalo faithful. Many of us thought that 13-second touchdown should have been it. And then it's led into question, should there have been in overtime, give the Bills a chance after a touchdown is scored? If they do it after a field goal, why not after a touchdown? But then again, college football may do it, but it just drags the game out longer when it really doesn't need to be dragged out. You know what? Buffalo should have just played good defense towards the end, and they wouldn't have been in the field goal situation. They wouldn't have been in the overtime situation for that matter. Doesn't matter now. You give Patrick Mahomes, you give any great quarterback even a fraction of time. Just ask Stafford. You give him 42 seconds, they can go down the field and win. You give Mahomes 13 seconds. And it was enough for him to go down the field and score. It's becoming easier and easier these days for elite quarterbacks to just make those big throws with barely any time left. And you have to wonder if this is going to be a pattern going forward. Because quite honestly, this is happening at a high rate in the NFL now. You're seeing this more with teams coming back in the final 2 minutes, and what happened in that Bills and Chiefs game defied all the laws of logic, analytics, whatever you want to call it. But you know what? As a fan, you love what you watched. You love what you saw. You love how the games went down to the wire. You love how every game was decided by one possession. That's what these playoff games are all about. And now it sets the stage for a very exciting AFC NFC title game. Bengals, Chiefs, 49ers, and Rams. This is really anybody's Super Bowl right now as far as I'm concerned. Kansas City just proves it again. They've been to the title game now for the past 4 years. Who's going to knock them off the mountain? Maybe can Joe Burrow do it? We'll see. LA Rams against Garoppolo. Rams have struggled to beat the Niners in their last 4 meetings. Stafford finally has the team around him that he never had. Could this be his only chance to get to a Super Bowl and maybe win one? Battle for the NFC West, and that will be a very interesting game to watch. So get ready, guys, for the real battle. the AFC and NFC title game this coming weekend. Who goes to the Super Bowl? Jonathan Perriente, The Execution 10, saying bye for now.